Hey guys, so this is day one of my makeup minimalism game, and I might film a separate intro, but in case I don't, I'll quickly explain what the minimalism game is generally and then kind of how I'm adapting it for my purposes this month. The minimalism game is basically a way of decluttering, getting rid of things that you don't need, that sort of thing. So basically, you would start on the first day of the month and get rid of one thing. The second day of the month, you would get rid of two things, and so on and so forth until you're getting rid of, depending on, if the month is 28, 30, or 31 days, getting rid of up to 31 items the last day of the month. And cumulatively, it's, 1 plus 2 plus 3, etc. So that I think it's approximately 500 items that you get rid of. So I've done this before, just kind of with general household items, but I wanted to declutter like my makeup, beauty, etc. kind of collection, and I decided to do the minimalism game only with, again, like makeup, skincare, body, anything touching on those kind of categories. So yeah, I guess we'll just go ahead and get right into it. So this is day one, and you'll probably see a very similar background. I'm trying to plow through this because for me personally, it's easier to, especially when I'm filming it, to kind of, I'm grouping things together by category as well as much as I can. So it just makes it easier for me to kind of plan it out and film it. And I am filming some things out of order. There are some gaps in my schedule, if you will, that I'm not sure exactly where things are going to go, but I did want to include this specific item, and since it's just one thing, I thought I would make it day number one. So I'm a little nervous to talk about this. If you saw my video, I guess I got a bit of backlash and it did kind of blow up, and I'm not going to really address the circumstances surrounding that, but I held on to this palette even though it wasn't something that I could use. I guess just in case I felt like I needed to defend myself, or, just to see if anything happened over time. And if you are not, ooh, here it is. If you're not familiar, this is the Moldy Emily Edits palette, and it looks like the pans look about the same as they did when I first received it. Try and zoom in a little bit there. I'm not sure if it's fuzzier or not, but yeah, this palette just needs to be thrown away. But again, I held on to it just, I don't know, just in case I needed to show the world again that I received this moldy palette. So they did reimburse me, and yeah, so it's not like I needed to return this physical palette, but it is time just to be thrown away because there's no point in holding on to it. So that is day number one. Okay, so for day two, very simply, I have the Kiehl's Clearly Corrective Dark Circle Perfector. I have two of these, and I don't know if it's going to focus on the packaging. You can see this expired in April of 2017, and this also expired, this one in May of 2017. I held on to these for a while because I think the principal reason, it's a little liquidy, the principal reason they have expiration dates on these, I mean, any cosmetic will expire eventually, but this did have a mineral sunscreen of SPF 30, and if it's only mineral, I'm not as, I guess, concerned about the expiration date. But anyway, this was just a really nice under eye product. I would usually put this on as a corrective, or a corrector as the name suggests, and then put a concealer on top, or if I was just doing a very light makeup day, I could just do this. But this product is now discontinued. I will show you what I've been using instead, which unfortunately is quite expensive. I don't remember what these retailed for. Half an ounce in there versus about a quarter of an ounce in this. This is the Color Science Total Eye 3-in-1 renewal therapy with SPF 35, so a little bit higher than the SPF 30 in the Kiehl's. This one had a different applicator, so I can just show you a little bit. So a bit darker. I use it in pretty much the same way, but it just helps to even out any dark circles before you go in with a concealer. And this one also has an SPF 30 or 35. You can use, there's lots of different types of correctors on the market. Becca makes one. I think Pixie still makes one, even maybe NYX. Giorgio Armani. I've tried lots of different ones, but this one does have, I guess, that sunscreen and supposedly some skincare benefits. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm currently using this one. This one doesn't expire until March of 21, which I'll probably use it up before then. But anyway, that is day number 2. All right, so for day 3, I have 3 candle lids. I consider candles to be kind of a beauty home fragrance type category, so I'm just going to go with it. These are all from Harry Slacken's Homeworks candles. So I think I already recycled the jars that these came with, but I held on to the lids for whatever reason. I already have spare lids, and as I continue to burn them and buy new ones, I guess, like, they're not in short supply. So I just wanted to show you quickly the jar. This is like a wraparound that can come off, so then you're just left with the clear jar and the lid. There's a bit of tunneling on this one because my husband likes to burn candles for like 30 minutes. So anyway, so this is frozen balsam, by the way, and the notes are fir balsam, frosted ozone, bergamot, oak moss, and evergreen. I purchased these from Ulta this season. I think they're currently out of stock, but I imagine in future seasons that they will come back with new candles. So that is day number 3. Okay, so for day 4, I have 4 magazines here, which I consider to be kind of beauty related, given that they're like fashion magazines. And I don't know about you, but I really struggle. I get these mostly for free. I'm a part of the Pinch Me platform, where basically you can get samples of various types of products, not just beauty. I think on a monthly basis they release. Anyway, they frequently do like free magazine subscriptions, so you can just pick out what you want, and eventually those subscriptions are mailed to you. So I really struggle, like a lot of mail catalogs, etc., that I get. Like, I'll see something and be like, oh, I really want to read this cover article about Olivia Colman. Do I ever just sit down and read it? Not really. I just, even in the bath, like, I end up bringing my phone, which is terrible. But anyway, so I hold on to these, and these aren't too old. This is October, November, November and November. And I just got the, I believe, December issue of Vogue. So yeah, and like this article about the Women of the Year with Ava DuVernay, Margaret Atwood, like all these interesting people. It's like, oh, that might be really interesting to read. But I just never sit down and take the time. I'm always like surfing the internet or just doing something else. So my husband and I are doing a lot of traveling this fall. We're going to England, like I think I've mentioned, and I think I'm going to sign up for the Apple News service, I think, where you can, I think it's like $10 a month, and I think that gets you unlimited magazines. And I'm not sure if it gets you back issues. I would imagine that it does. So I did pick up the newest iPad that came out this fall. So like on the plane, or I guess just at night or whatever, I can see myself reading magazines more than I do just at home. So I keep telling myself I can always read those articles if I decide to go back and look at those on the plane or whatever. But anyway, for now I can recycle these, and magazines do take up a lot of space and bulk and heft in a carry-on. So that is day number 4. So for day 5, I have some nail products. So this is a polish that's kind of like dried out and chunky, so this one just needs to go in the trash. This was Romantique by C&D. And the other ones I think I can give to my nieces. I have this julep polish in the shade Zoe, and it's just a light blue. There are these nail applique type sticker things, a little nail file from Butter London, and this some sort of nail art foil. So that is day number 5. So for day number 6, I have some bronzers and blushes, and there's this Rimmel Natural Bronzer. These are all unused, by the way. So Rimmel Elf Blush, this little cargo travel size bronzer in, not sure exactly what shade it is. Anyway, a julep blush in the shade Rosewood. I don't even know if they still make makeup. LA Girl little pan, not sure what shade. Just Blushing, maybe? Is that what? Yeah, must be Just Blushing. And then a Crown blush bronzer highlighter trio, I guess, which I'm guessing I got from Ipsy a long time ago. So anyway, that is day number 6. All right, so for day number 7, I have a variety of different makeup bags. Some of these are from like gifts with purchase. I guess this one was obviously Sephora. These were Ipsy bags. I did start getting Ipsy again recently. I don't know, I'm just kind of seeing how I feel about it now. It was a while since I'd unsubscribed. And then these were all from Ulta, different gifts with purchase. This one was kind of fun, had a little rabbity type poof on it. And then this one, I've already started filling up with stuff for my nieces, as I've been saying as I went along. I just thought they might like this really sparkly, glittery one. So yeah, so that is day number 7. All right, so for day 8, we're going to do some highlighters. So I think all of these are drugstore. I have several duplicates of these Wet n Wilds because I was going to do a giveaway at some point. I just never got around to it, so I don't need those. I have the Cynthia Rowley Brightening Illuminator, which is like that. I should probably just chuck this because I think I got it from Birchbox, and that was quite a while ago. So this I got relatively recently, though. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Highlighter in Rose Gold, I think. A Beauty Crop Lightning Crew highlighting cream, and then an Ulta Beauty Liquid Illuminator. So that is day 8. All right, so for day 9, I'm doing a bunch of kind of tools, just miscellaneous type things. So I have this old Sonia Kashuk brush case. I think this was from her older line of brushes, and I mean, it's nice packaging, but it's kind of, I guess, wasteful. I hope I can recycle this, but yeah, just taking up space, don't need it. I have a hair clip, which, as you may be able to tell, is missing one full prong there and 2 halves right there, so it doesn't really work as it should. I have this old mirror that's kind of gotten rubbery and gross and sticky. Also, the closure, ooh, hello, broke off, so it doesn't really stay shut. 2 old Clarisonic brush heads. They've just been sitting on a shelf getting dusty. I have an old Shuamura eyelash curler. They tell you that you have to replace them every so often because something about the hinge, or I don't know, maybe it's just a gimmick, but I do have several backups. I'm currently using this one, the Surratt, I think it's called, eyelash curler. So that's what I'm currently using, and I don't have any need for this one. Old Real Technique sponge, I don't really use anymore, and then 2 of the empty perfume vials from the Clementine, California, which is one of my favorite scents for the summer. So that is day 9. Okay, so for day 10, I have a variety of different eyeshadow primers, some full size, some sampled. This is the NARS Pro Prime Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. This is one of my favorite eyeshadow bases. Recently I've been using, if I can find it, this is the Smashbox Photo Finish Lid Primer Light. I'll focus. So this does have a tint to it, which helps to cancel out any veins or darkness, anything like that. I have tried the I guess, tinted version of this, but I don't like it. It just, I think, felt a bit dry. So if you're going for a tinted version, I much prefer the Smashbox, but I think this is a pretty solid eyeshadow primer. And I always struggle with when to get rid of these. That one seems definitely pretty dried up. That one might have a little bit of product, but I think these are just kind of old anyway. So good to get rid of them. All right, and then I also have some brow gels. This was the Makeup Forever Brow Seal. I don't know if they still make this. This had kind of an interesting wand where it was longer on one side. They'll show up. So that one was pretty used up. These you can kind of tell when they're starting to feel kind of dry. I have the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel, which is something I use pretty much every day. It just helps keep my brow hairs in place. So you end up getting a lot of these little samples and various gifts with purchase and that sort of thing. And then this was the Benefit Gimme Brow. I think this was their older packaging. And again, it just starts to get kind of clumpy and dried out. I use the shade Light Medium, I guess. Whatever the lightest shade, probably. So this helps when I want something more than just to set my brows. I want them to kind of, I don't know, look a bit fuller. So I usually have a sample of that. And then I have some lash glue. This is the House of Lashes, the Tinkerbell edition. And I think this just got kind of gloopy maybe and dried out. So I've replaced that. And then finally I have this Julep eyeshadow stick, which based on how long ago I was subscribed to Julep and was getting products like this, it's definitely expired, especially when it's a cream product that's going near your eyes. I don't really like eyeshadow products like this anyway. I just don't like the feeling of a stick on my eyeballs. So anyways, I'm gonna get rid of that. So that is day number 10.